Welcome, Tiny Hands, Big Dreams. We're going to show you what we use for container pots. Well, we put a lot of stuff in the ground. There's some things we put in containers. Strawberries are one of them. Um, they don't need a huge amount of soil, and these ones in particular are going to be away from where the fowl can get them, and they're actually going to hang from our little greenhouse. They're going to be little hanging pots. Now, this is a version of a fabric pot which you can get. You can buy those in stores. Smart Pots, brand I used to use, if you want an example. And they're a landscaping fabric that's been sewn into a pot. They're pretty good. They have their like everything, their trade-offs. Their good sides are that they allow a lot of air through, which is very, very good for the root zone. The aeration is really a great factor in improving vigorous growth. This plant we bought as a tiny start not that long ago. We stuck it in here and it has just exploded and thrown new starts, and it was delicious strawberries. And it's going to go back to the greenhouse. The other strawberry is throwing a bunch of runners everywhere, so they're getting little pots to root those out, and then we're going to make more of these. Now, what this is simply some landscaping fabric that was pennies. You buy a big chunk of it and you cut it up. This is called geomesh in some places. Similar to a construction fence. We bought this to use as fencing, and from a retaining wall, you actually put it between the blocks and into the ground, and it holds the retaining wall. The earth itself holds the wall. It's just a plastic, heavy-duty plastic mesh. It's easily cut with some scissors or ideally some tin snips that have little serrated teeth. So I'm going to let Eli show you this one, how he puts one together. There we go. Eli, it's all yours.
Can you take the strawberry away?
I will take the strawberry away.
So these are the tools you need. You need tin snips, you need scissors, you need a lighter, and a clothespin is ideal. So now, what we do is we got the string. Make the ends all nice. Okay. All you need is some string, landscaping fabric, and geomesh. So what we're going to do now is we're going to weave these two together, this one together, into a round, and then we're going to weave it to this square, and then we're going to trim it into a circle.
All right. There we go. Nicely done. So yeah, the clothespin is temporary. I put a couple just to hold it until you get the dirt in, and then the dirt will hold it. There are advantages to this design over traditional pots. Traditional pots are either A, pretty, or B, cheap. Um, Both of them are really not good. Uh, they lack drainage, they lack airflow. You really don't get a high performance grow out of it. I have a lot of years in the hydroponic world, indoor growing. Um, there's a lot of exotic things that get used, a lot of very fancy pots. Um, I like them, but they're all very expensive and they're exotic and they're hard to get and they're not common. So the advantage we get with this is we get structure. We can move the plant around without root damage. We get the airflow. A normal plastic pot doesn't have that, and it really does help the ecosystem of the roots. So this is now ready for Eli to go stick one of his new strawberries and some soil in, maybe a bit of sand to help with drainage. And in a few more months, there's more strawberries to eat. What do you think? Came out pretty good?
Yeah, it's one of the better ones I've done.
There we go. And that's it. About 10 minutes of time. So hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for joining us. See you again next time.